who killed Tupac? Because allegedly, we see in court right now, the very person that we just spoke about is allegedly being, accused of it and might be a part of his case.
Right.
And you mentioned something just now. You said that we didn't know that at that time. I can't help but to, in the court case and, following everything, they say this $1 million. We all heard him kind of, maybe arrogantly, maybe speaking too fast back then when Tupac was alive.
Right.
Get on the radio and say, I put $1 million on your head.
Well, with that, let's build on my man, Puff. Like how I know Puff from back in the day, from the Howard days, from doing clubs and everything. And I knew like Puff was kind of backed and protected by the Moet crew or the Valley Boys. That's a set of
Wolf.
Jamaican brothers.
Yeah, Wolf.
Yeah, not just Wolf. You got Bugs, you got Kent Lee, you got Bonton, you got Big Phil, Ock, and all of it. It's a lot of brothers, and these brothers are Jamaican brothers. They civilized, but they're serious brothers. And they used to, for instance, my man Bugs, they used to, Puff had the parties. So when Puff had the parties, all the girls gonna come, because all the big willies gonna come. And when the big willies come, the girls come. If the girls is there, then the regular dudes gonna come. And then Puff had access to the celebrities. So it all was there. So this is late 80s into early 90s. That's why the late 80s, early 90s, that was a good time. Whether it was a good time for drug dealing, whether it was a good, not bigging that up, but a good time for drug dealing. Rest in peace to my man Rich Porter, Donnell, his sister Pat, my man Smiley. We lost a lot of brothers in that drug struggle. You understand? But we had a good time. This is what made up 145th. Shout out and rest in peace to Willie Burger. That I never knew my uncle and my moms used to work for Willie Burger. My nephew over there I told you about, his grandmother, my mother, worked for Willie Burgers on 145th. You won't know that about King Son. Oh, King Son here, Corn Hill. I've been around Harlem. I've been around Sugar Hill, son. Sylvia Robinson, Joe Robinson. It's like I've been New York. I was born in Jersey, but I lived in New York on Popham's in the big house. I'm 6, 7 years old. Moms come home from Clinton, get caught up in the numbers. I go back to Jersey. I'm in Jersey trying to live the Jersey life. And there's a lot of brothers from Inglewood, from Teaneck, that their family was from New York, gangster, and try to tuck them away in Inglewood, Teaneck, Hackensack, Alpine, and then, but you thinking, oh, that's your man. He living on Teaneck Road. Or he live in Inglewood. And you thinking they Jersey dudes. But their whole family is New York, son. You feel me? So now let's get back to Puff. Puff mom's Miss Janice. Beautiful woman and everything. But she was about that life. Puff's father was about that life. I didn't know his father and his family, but Puff came up through Father MC, Heavy D, and all that. So now, as Puff would gain notoriety in the music business, once you cross the continent and when you go on that side of LA, you got two entities. You could get caught up in the Hollywood side. When you get caught up in the Hollywood side, that's the Tinseltown. It's all fake. But if you go out to LA and you get caught up in the streets of LA, like Pac said, to live and die in LA, I would never say that. That's why I say sometimes I wonder if we curse ourselves in what we write. Pac spoke too much of death. And there's people behind you that's watching you while you're in the limelight. And you're not realizing what you're setting up. If Big, I'm rocking with you, you getting money, and you keep talking about, I'm ready to die. If I die tonight, they gonna kill me, they gonna kill me. Not only are you putting that into the universe, you're making it easier for them devils and those that's against you to make that happen. And allow you to present it or allow it to be presented as the inevitable. It was gonna happen. DMX, it was gonna happen. You feel me? Big Daddy Kane's still alive. KRS-One still alive. MC Shan still alive. Rakim still alive. Chuck D still alive. Because we never called death. We never preyed upon death. We never placed death. And Public Enemy's symbol is run in the truth of square on a target. They never called death. If I die, I'm ready to die. I ain't never scared. See, that's what these young brothers and sisters see when we didn't call death. And once they seen that Tupac did. So who's the greatest rapper of all time? Biggie or Tupac? They both rapped about the streets. They rapped about gangster. They rapped about thugs. But if they were really thugs, and if they were really gangster, they would never be dead to this day. Because like KRS-One said, gangsters move in silence, brother. I don't need Puff or Suge to tell me how to play this chess game. You acknowledge me? I don't need brothers how to tell me how to strategize my moves in the 5% nation, how I'm gonna teach, how I'm gonna move, how I'm gonna deal with my woman, how I'm gonna deal with my mother and my family. Like Denzel said in that Frank Lucas movie, the loudest nigga in the room is the weakest nigga in the room because you need validation. You need somebody telling you you're making the right move. I don't know who killed Tupac, but I know Tupac should not been on them cameras in that fight in a Las Vegas casino hotel on the night of a Mike Tyson fight. My team, Gods and Earth, wouldn't have let me be there. And if we had beef in LA, ain't nobody in my team, even though I rock with Ice-T. I rock with King T. Peace to T. I rock with Battle Cat. I rock with Shorty, J.E. I rock with Dub C. Peace to Tunes, my rest in peace, my little brother Tunes. I rock with all the best out in L.A., man. But if I had a problem in L.A., none of my brothers who I named would have told me to come. Regardless, New York and LA, they're both dangerous places, but they're two different entities. New York, they might let you, New York might rock you to sleep and get you. In LA, they coming to get you. I don't care if you in Hollywood Hills. I don't care if you in Mount Olympus. I don't care if you in the Valley, Topanga Canyon, wherever you at. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Didn't they get the young bull out there?
Yes.
You on Instagram, 100,000 in your mouth. Like, you cannot play LA like that, brother. You can't. You can't think you roll with Queen City. Think you roll with Damu Brims in them. Think you roll with the Jungles in them. They really don't like outsiders. They might accept you, whatever. they really don't like that. And when it comes from LA, you ain't gonna see it coming. Like in New York, you ain't gonna see it coming. We might, as a New Yorker, I might be like, yeah, they gonna get him. And the New Yorker might get you in LA. A lot of people don't know. I don't know who, I think it might have been Pimpin' Ken, my man. He said, Pop, he was down in LA, he rocking with LA. But they booked him for a show up in these projects in Oakland. I can't remember the name. They booked him 10 G's to come to the joint. My man said, now I'm not saying Pimpin' Ken said this, so pardon me, but I'm saying the behind the scenes story went, they was gonna get popped when he came to these projects. But his car broke down on the highway. And he never made it. Anybody that think I'm lying, anybody that know this story from up top, you can't rock with E40 in them, man. You can't rock with Too Short in them, man. That's a whole different part of West Coast.